My name is Olivia David and I am 28 years old. 5 years ago I lost everything I thought was mine. Today I want to tell you how that loss became the best thing that ever happened to me. I grew up thinking I was lucky. My father, David, owned one of the biggest construction companies in our city. We lived in a huge house with a swimming pool and 3 cars in the garage. I had everything a girl could want. Or so I thought. My mother died when I was 12. Cancer took her away slowly and I watched my father break a little more each day. For 3 years it was just him and me. We were a team. He taught me about his business. He showed me how to read blueprints and talk to workers. He said I would run the company one day. Olivia, he would say, this is all for you. You are my legacy. Then he met Victoria. Victoria was 35, 10 years younger than my father. She had long blonde hair and always wore expensive clothes. She worked as a secretary at one of the law firms my father used. She was beautiful and smart and she made my father smile again. At first I was happy. I wanted my father to be happy. I wanted our house to feel alive again. But Victoria had plans. He married my father when I was 16. The wedding was huge and expensive. Victoria wore a dress that cost more than most people's cars. I was her maid of honor and I smiled in all the pictures. The changes started small. Victoria would forget to tell me about family dinners. She would plan trips for her and my father without asking if I wanted to come. She would say things like, "Oh, I thought you were too busy with school," or, "I didn't want to bother you." But I was smart. I saw what she was doing. She was pushing me out piece by piece. Victoria had 2 children from her first marriage. Twin boys named Jake and Max. They were my age and they moved into our house after the wedding. Suddenly I was not the only child anymore. I was not even the favorite child anymore. Jake and Max were not bad kids, but they were not my brothers. They did not understand the business like I did. They did not love it like I did. But Victoria made sure they were part of everything. "David," she would say, "the boys need to learn about the company too. They need to understand what their new father does." My father started taking them to job sites. He started teaching them what he had taught me. But worse than that, he started listening to Victoria when she said I should focus on school instead of work. "Olivia needs to be a normal teenager," Victoria would say. "She should be thinking about college and boys, not construction sites." I tried to fight it. I tried to stay involved. But Victoria was smart. She never said anything mean to me when my father was around. She was always sweet and caring in front of him. "I just want what's best for Olivia," she would tell him. "I want her to have the childhood I never had." The worst part was that my father believed her. He thought she was being a good stepmother. He thought she was protecting me. College was my escape. I went to study business at a university 3 hours away. I thought distance would help. I thought I could come back stronger and more prepared to take over the company. I was wrong. While I was away, Victoria worked harder. She got pregnant with my father's child. A daughter they named Emma. Now Victoria was not just my stepmother. She was the mother of my father's youngest child. Emma was beautiful. She had my father's eyes and Victoria's smile. My father loved her more than anything in the world. And Victoria made sure everyone knew that Emma was his real daughter now. "She's so lucky," Victoria would say about Emma. "She'll grow up knowing her father loves her more than anything." The words hurt because I knew what she was really saying. She was saying that I was not his real daughter anymore. When I graduated from college, I came home excited. I had my business degree. I had ideas for the company. I was ready to work with my father and learn everything. But Victoria had other plans. "Olivia," my father said the day after I came home, "we need to talk." We sat in his office, the same office where he had taught me to read blueprints. Victoria was there too, holding baby Emma. "I've been thinking about the future," my father said. "About the company and about family." I felt my heart start to beat faster. "Victoria and I have been talking. We think it's time to make some changes to my will." The words hit me like a truck. "What kind of changes?" I asked. My father could not look at me. Victoria smiled. "Well," he said, "Jake and Max are part of the family now. And Emma is my daughter. I think it's only fair that they all have a part in the company." "What about me?" I asked. "You'll always be my daughter," he said. "But you're young." You're smart. You can make your own way in the world. These kids need the security more than you do." I felt like I was drowning. "Dad," I said, "I've been preparing for this my whole life. You taught me the business. You said I was your legacy." "That was before," Victoria said softly. "Before we became a real family." The words cut deep. A real family. Like I was not real. Like I was not family. "I'm sorry, Olivia," my father said. "But my mind is made up. The company will go to Victoria and the kids. You're smart and strong. You'll be fine." I left that day with nothing but my clothes and my car. My father gave me some money to get started, but that was it. 23 years of being his daughter and I was cut out completely. I cried for 3 days. Then I got angry. Then I got determined. I moved to a different city. I got a job at a small construction company. I worked 16 hours a day. I learned everything I could. I saved every penny I could. My boss, Mr. Rodriguez, was a good man. He had built his company from nothing and he saw something in me. "You have fire," he told me. "You have the hunger. That's what it takes." He taught me things my father never did. He taught me about the workers and their families. He taught me about treating people with respect. He taught me that business was not just about money. It was about building something that mattered. After 1 year, I started my own small company. I called it Phoenix Construction. Like the bird that rises from the ashes. It was hard. I worked day and night. I lived in a tiny apartment and ate cheap food. But I was building something. I was building my own legacy. I started small. I fixed broken steps and painted houses. But I treated every job like it was the most important thing in the world. I was fair to my workers. I was honest with my clients. I was everything my father had taught me to be, and everything Victoria had tried to stop me from becoming. Word spread. People liked working with me. They trusted me. My company grew. In year 2, I hired my first employee. A young man named Carlos who reminded me of myself. Hungry and determined. "Why are you giving me this chance?" he asked. "Because someone gave me a chance once," I said. "Now I'm giving you one." My company kept growing. I won bigger contracts. I hired more people. I built a reputation for being fair and honest and getting the job done right. But I never forgot what Victoria had done to me. I never forgot how my father had chosen her over me. And I never forgot that they had everything that should have been mine. In year 3, I started watching them. I learned about their business. I learned about their clients. I learned about their weaknesses. My father's company was not doing well. Victoria had no idea how to run a business. She was spending money on fancy offices and expensive cars while ignoring the workers and the quality of the work. Jake and Max were now working for the company, but they did not know what they were doing. They had the jobs but not the skills. They had the title but not the respect. Clients were starting to complain. Workers were quitting. The company was falling apart, but Victoria was too proud to admit it. That's when I started making my move. I started bidding on the same contracts as my father's company. But I bid lower and promised better work. I won contract after contract. I hired away their best workers. I offered them better pay and better treatment. They came to me because they knew I understood their work and respected their skills. I partnered with their biggest suppliers. I offered them better deals and faster payments. They started working with me instead of with my father's company. Slowly, piece by piece, I was taking apart everything they had built on my back. My father's company started losing money. They had to sell their fancy offices. They had to fire workers. They had to take smaller and smaller jobs. Victoria was panicking. She tried to get my father to fight back, but he was tired. He was getting older and he could see that his company was dying. "Maybe we should sell," he told her. "No," Victoria said. "This is our children's inheritance. We can't lose it." But it was too late. They were already losing it. In year 4, my company was one of the biggest in the city. I had 50 employees. I had contracts worth millions of dollars. I had everything I had dreamed of as a little girl. And my father's company was dying. That's when I got the call. "Olivia." It was my father's voice. I had not heard it in 4 years. "Hello, Dad," I said. I need to talk to you. Can you come to the house?" I drove to my childhood home. It looked smaller than I remembered. The paint was peeling and the garden was overgrown. Even the house looked tired. My father was waiting for me in his office. He looked older. His hair was completely gray now and his hands shook a little. Victoria was there too, but she looked different. Her fancy clothes were gone. She looked worried and scared. "Olivia," my father said, "I made a mistake." I said nothing. I should never have cut you out of the will. I should never have chosen Victoria over you. You were my daughter first and I forgot that. Victoria made a small sound, but my father held up his hand. "I know what you've been doing," he said. "I know you've been taking our clients and our workers. I know you've been destroying the company." "I've been building my own company," I said. "Just like you taught me." "You're right," he said. "You're doing exactly what I would have done. You're doing what I taught you to do." He looked at Victoria, then back at me. "I want to make this right," he said. "I want to give you what should have been yours." "It's too late," I said. "I don't need it anymore." And that was the truth. I had built something better than what he had given Victoria. I had built something that was truly mine. "Please," Victoria said. It was the first time she had ever said that word to me. "Please don't destroy us completely. Think about Emma. She's your sister." I looked at Victoria. The woman who had taken my father away from me. The woman who had made me feel like I was not real family. "Emma is my sister," I said. "But she's not your weapon anymore." I turned to my father. "Dad, I forgive you. But I don't need your company. I have my own." "What do you want?" he asked. "I want you to be proud of me," I said. "I want you to see that I became everything you said I could be. I want you to know that cutting me out of your will was the best thing you ever did for me." My father started to cry. "I am proud of you," he said. "I am so proud of you. You're stronger than I ever was." I left that day with something better than money or a company. I left with my father's respect and my own self-respect. Victoria's plan had failed. She had tried to push me out, but she had pushed me into becoming something greater than I ever could have been as just my father's daughter. My father's company did not survive. They had to sell it to pay their debts. Victoria had to go back to work as a secretary. Jake and Max had to find real jobs and learn real skills. But my father started working for me. "I want to learn from you," he said. "I want to see what you've built." He was not the boss anymore. He was just another worker. But he was proud to work for his daughter. Victoria hated it. He hated that I had one. She hated that my father respected me more than her. She hated that her plan had made me stronger instead of weaker. But Emma was different. Emma was my sister and she was innocent. I made sure she had everything she needed. I paid for her school and her clothes and her activities. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to. "Why are you being nice to me?" Emma asked me one day. She was 5 years old and very smart. "Because you're my sister," I said. "And because family takes care of family. Real family." Today, Phoenix Construction is one of the biggest construction companies in the state. I have 200 employees. I treat them all with respect and pay them well. They are not just workers. They are family. My father works for me and he is proud of what I have built. He tells people that I am his daughter and that I am the smartest person he knows. Victoria still does not like me. But she cannot hurt me anymore. I am too strong now. And Emma is growing up knowing that her big sister loves her and will always take care of her. The best part is that I did not become like Victoria. I did not become bitter and mean. I became better. I learned that sometimes the people who try to destroy you are actually helping you. They are pushing you to become stronger than you ever thought you could be. I learned that real strength comes from building something yourself, not from inheriting something from someone else. I learned that being cut out of my father's will was not the end of my story. It was the beginning. Victoria thought she was taking away my future. But she was actually giving me the chance to build a better future. He thought she was destroying me. But she was actually creating me. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to you is really the best thing that happens to you. If you are listening to this and someone has betrayed you, remember this. Their betrayal is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your comeback. Someone has cut you out, build your own way in. Someone has pushed you down, stand up stronger. Someone has told you that you are not good enough, prove them wrong. Because sometimes the biggest betrayal becomes your greatest strength. And sometimes losing everything is the only way to find out who you really are.